Hi guys, I'm Rahul and welcome back to fwrapper.aqua. So this video is actually a very old video. I think we shot it about 1 year back actually when my wife and myself actually made this small glass terrarium. It's actually a terrarium inside a bowl. So my wife's into making terrariums and planted aquariums. One of it you can see right next to me. It's a beauty. It's a 2-year-old tank anyway. So this video is basically a terrarium what we created inside a bowl, and we use some resin to create a kind of a water kind of an effect in the bottom. So it's all picked up from stuff from picked up from my native and some things from the road and stuff like that. So we just put it all together. It's a little long video, so we've shown the entire thing how to mix resin and to make that kind of it's a nice scape. I think you guys will like it. Do have a look and do leave your comments and let's see how this how you guys like it. See you on the other side. Things we've used for this scape is obviously a glass jar, which we had a jar which we are not using, so we thought we'll convert this into a small moss terrarium. Then some stones that we picked up from some on the streets, some what we found outside our house. Of course, some moss which we have left over from our previous moss terrarium scape, so we're going to be using them into this. And then two varieties of sand. One is the normal sand and then also white sand. So not decided what we'll be using, but yeah, depending on how the scape comes out, we will change and use that. And finally we've got resin and the hardener. This actually comes in a set of both together, so we need to mix them in a ratio of 2:1. And this is a blue pigment color which we'll be mixing to get that water effect inside the terrarium. And while using resin, you will need two separate bowls, a wooden chocobar stick to mix, and very important, when you're using resin you need hand gloves because it's not very safe for our hands and skin, and of course a water gun which is used for the obvious reasons. So let's get started with the scape then. Okay, so first we're going to have a layer of normal sand in the base, so that the rocks will be easier for them to set. So we made a small cone out of paper, so because you can't put your hand right inside because it's a small jar, the small opening, so you pour the sand accordingly. So using the cone, it's easy because you can push the sand or anything else when you're working in this tight kind of scenario. The first layer of sand is done. Now we need to put in the rocks in. The rocks you can't do much, you just have to drop it. My wife's got this talent of making scapes by just dropping stuff. Looks nice. So we have these long forceps kind of thing, which mainly used in my planted aquariums. So it's come in handy for scape like this. It's a little tricky to make scapes in these small jars, which is something my wife wanted to do. So yeah. After some arrangements, so finally this is what the scape will look like, the base. So let's see what more we can do with it. This is coco pit, which is very easily available in most of the nurseries. Mainly it's got all the manure and things what is required for plants. So we'll be using little bit of this for supporting the moss to grow, and it's ready to use. Like you see, it's written here, it's ready to use. Yeah, so we'll be using this on the rocks, and on top of this we'll be placing the moss, so which will add on to manure and help the moss grow. So now we've added some coco pit, made a place for the moss. So we'll be placing this moss what we've plucked onto the coco pit area. So first we're going to putting some plants inside. Coco pit, it's kind of easy for even the plant's roots to get in, so makes it easy for setting up the scape. So the idea is that this particular area we're going to be adding the resin to give that water kind of a feel. So that is the plan as of now. Let's see how the scape goes. And there comes the moss, the most important moss. Finally, after adding the moss, look something like this. Like the back, the sides. So this entire thing, once it is set, it will look great. Now we'll add this particular rock, which has already got moss stuck on it. We pulled it off. Nice looking rock. Okay, so now it's time for it to go into my terrarium. Coming, and now so it kind of looks. Add some more moss. So after adding moss, this is how our terrarium looks. Looks nice. So get set now. So finally the scape is done. So we're going to start off with the resin mixing and let's see how that goes. That's going to be coming in this area where we're going to give get a water. So now we need to mix the resin. That's why we've taken these jars. So resin and hardener works with the ratio of 2:1. So if you're using 2 spoons of resin, we need to use 1 spoon of the hardener. So that's how we're going to make the mix. So currently we're doing 4 spoons of resin and 2 spoons of hardener. It's a very messy thing, that's why it's advisable to use resin only with the gloves on. That's 1 spoon of hardener, 2 spoons of hardener. Now we need to continuously stir it around till you get a water kind of till it looks like a water kind of feel currently, but see a slight bubbles which are forming. Those need to go. It needs to get completely mixed. So you need to mix it continuously for about a minute. So pull out from all the sides and mix it continuously. The resin generally with this particular hardener kind of sets within about 25 minutes. So that is the time you have once the hardener and the resin is completely mixed. So after this process we'll be adding some color to get that water kind of a feel. Now we add the blue color. Blue color, mix it with resin and gives that water kind of a feel. My wife's come up with a bright idea to add 1 drop of green too, so let's see how that goes with the blue combination. So actually the green, it gives more of a seawater kind of a feel. So the current ratio is about 1 drop of blue and 4 drops of green. It's all of the same brand, Accents, available on Amazon. Let's see once it goes into our terrarium how it's going to look. So now the resin is ready. So now we'll be adding some, we'll keep that aside. We'll be adding some white sand to the bottom of this area, somewhere here, to basically enhance the feel of that water effect what we are trying to achieve. So very little white sand just to enhance the color. I've used the straw and done something to create a moisture inside it. it's time to add the resin. Hopefully everything goes well. Nice plan. And there it goes. So we're pouring it from top of this particular rock to give like a waterfall kind of a feel. Hopefully that comes out well. This is like the first layer of resin which we have put. Now it has to get set, so it takes some time. So next layer we're going to be reducing the darkness of blue and slowly lighten it as it comes up. So for that, this particular layer needs to get properly set, which will take about half an hour. A bit of cleaning for the excess resin which is touch the glass. This is how the scape looks currently. So we put some resin first, but that what happened was it actually spread across through the sand to the back and all that. So what we did is we put a small piece of plastic so that the resin doesn't get spread across into the soil and other areas of the scape. So now we'll be adding in more of resin and give that water feel. So we mixed a little bit of light green to the resin. See the water kind of a feel which is formed. In case there is some excess resin, you can actually use some cotton buds to clean out the glass, especially in a scenario like this where you can't put in your hand. Just to clean out the glass. This is what a resin can do, give you the entire water feel.
So hope you guys like this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, like and share our videos, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel and support us. It's free, guys, come on. So anyways, do leave in your comments, and we would like to see if you guys like this kind of videos. I know it was a long video because it was
we have to show the entire thing. Anyway, so we regularly come out with new videos on Friday, and we also make videos in Hindi, Tamil, and Malayalam as of now. So, like I always say, this hobby is really fun if you guys do it the right way. Cheers, guys. Love you all. Bye bye.